Welcome back to the morning show on this Monday. It's a great day to learn about agriculture in Central Illinois. And what better way to do that than with our Ag in the Classroom segment. Joining us this morning, we've got Julie Adcock from the Champaign County Farm Bureau Foundation's Ag in the Classroom program. Go ahead and remind us real quick what you do in your role here in Champaign County.
I travel around to the schools and give agricultural lessons on where the food, fibers, and fuels come from.
And you work in tandem with Sarah.
Yes.
And the two of you cover Champaign County, but there are Ag in the Classroom coordinators all over the state, is that right?
Yes.
And if you want to get that list, we'll connect you with that coming up here at the end of the segment here. In the meantime, though, we've had some fun this month of March. We're getting almost to the springtime here, and I think we're getting ready to, plant, and I'm sure there's a couple of folks at home thinking about their front yards, and maybe there's some brown grass, and they got to think. Talk to us a little bit about the lesson we've got today.
Well, I'm going to tell you this story. We did this lesson in January with the schools. So it was a very cold time to be planting things, but we really wanted to green up their spaces in the wintertime.
And you can do that
Yes.
inside with different resources. So I've got to say real quick, I don't know if you can tell, I think I know exactly what this is. Is this not a breakfast sandwich container?
It is, yeah.
From a certain little gas station around here. Somebody at home probably sees that and knows. But that's great because you're also reusing.
Yeah, and these are recyclable too.
Recyclable as well.
Yeah.
So you're reusing it for this lesson, and then when you're done, you can recycle it. But I just saw that and I thought, I've had that breakfast container a few times there. Talk to us. Okay, first off, what are we doing with them?
Okay, so we're going to learn about urban farming. And when we traveled around to the schools, especially since I go to more of the rural schools, what is urban? Have they ever heard of that term? And it's cities. And how do we farm in the cities? Now, I show a picture of the cities, and I'm like, are we driving a tractor down the road? And they're like, no. So how are we going to farm? Well, we're going to talk about community gardens, balcony gardens, rooftop gardens, greenhouses, things like that, of how they can grow things in the city. So I want you to think of this. Cities are like concrete jungles.
Concrete jungles. We talk about that in weather. That concrete jungle absorbs a lot of heat in the summertime,
Yes.
but it also keeps you from having these great open spaces like we're blessed with here in Central Illinois.
Yes, and so if we can bring plants in, it can help reduce the heat in the cities.
Yep.
It can help filter the air, and it can also provide food to areas that don't have yards. Like I tell the kids in the rural schools, I'm like, we can walk outside and plant something. Even if you live in an apartment, there is grass.
Yeah.
But not in the cities. So what are we going to do?
You got to have those different options you just talked about.
And so we were teaching the kids, how do you grow something inside? And so we were discussing, we planted grass for their cities. But in our lesson, they were given a blank piece of paper. And we were said, you are going to design your very own city, your windows, your doors, and then you're going to draw in your farming. What does your farming look like in your city? And so like this example here, they put their plants on the rooftops, okay? We talked about pollination, about how you have to have beekeeping. Because if we had this concreted land that was their home, we have to bring them back in to pollinate all of the plants. Then we also talked about raising chickens in the city. Yeah? Because we can't raise cows. I mean, that's not gonna work. And so how do we raise chickens in the city? And you have to make sure. Well, what I wanted to examine with them is also this. Okay, pretend this is my earth. It's an apple. It goes with another lesson. But we talked about when you close your eyes and you think of the planet Earth, what color do you think of?
Well, I think a lot of people probably think of green, but it's probably blue that's more important.
It's blue. It's going to be all of our ocean water. Well, this isn't something we can exactly farm. There's food there, but it's not farming. And then we have land here where we get our fresh water, our Arctic regions, hot and dry deserts, and our Rocky Mountains. We can't farm there.
Nope.
And then we have our cities here where we can grow some food. Then we have our agriculture land here, which this is, Central Illinois, where we have our animals and corn and soybeans. And then only 1/48 of the entire earth can we grow our fruits and vegetables on.
Wow.
And we have to feed 8 billion people.
That's a lot.
So the challenges to the kids is that we want them to figure out how we're going to be able to feed our increasing population of 9.8 billion people in 25 years in our cities. So this is where they come in, because they may move to the cities or already be in the city.
So you got some fun ways here. You got to water your plants, right? And
Yep.
keep them clean. And this one, you've got some seed in there, keeping it keeping it wet and putting that grass seed in there. Real quick, before we go, let's get these book recommendations in real quick.
So this is Harlem Grown, and Saturdays at Harlem Grown, and it's a true story about Tony Hillary, who started community gardens in Harlem, and it's free food for the community.
And I think anyone at home, too, could probably find something that they can use to plant. Sometimes I've used egg cartons for starting seeds for the garden and things like that. So I think that's all great stuff that we can use. Thanks so much for being here today. If you want to get more resources, the book recommendations and ideas on how to make your house have more gardening even all year round during the winter months, we're going to connect you with the resources and much, much more. Just head to our website, WCIA.com.